So we are a group of like-minded individuals, mostly comprised of licensed architects, but we also involve other people from the community that are, we call it like-minded individuals. So we have some students, we have a professor here, we also have other designers, landscape architects. It's just it really is a group that's just devoted to promoting the profession of architecture and good design and planning is really what we're doing. So as part of that, a big part of our mandate is we really want to become part of the community engagement, the conversation surrounding architecture. And with that, we decided to reach out to Vincent and the Windsor International Film Festival and try to become part of the program and really tailor a series of movies, almost like a little bit of a mini festival within the festival, to really focus on architecture and design.
Well, I was going to add too that, I mean, cinema I think is a lot like architecture because, generally cinema or film starts with a vision. Architecture is very much the same way. We start with an idea. We try to, prepare that idea in drawings like storyboards. We, filmmakers prepare scripts with their teams, and we prepare, scripts with our teams as well to sort of document the project. I think architects do a lot about framing views or framing ideas, and I think cinema is a lot about that too. So I think the two fields are very similar in that regard. And then, the process I think sometimes is just as important as a finished product, like films. And I think for us too, I think the built form in the end is really the end goal, like a film. But of course, there's so many elements that went into that process, so many people involved that made the project come together. And I think cinema and film is very similar in that regard. So I think there's an innate connection, I think, between architects and designers and filmmaking and the arts community as a whole. So
I think what's really important to recognize is that we're sister arts. And so although we might periodically talk about each other individually from a discipline perspective, but I think what happened, and particularly, and I think this is you'll see this in the Alperti film that's coming up, is that the architecture is a sister art, obviously, with filmmaking, as we just discussed, but it's also with poetry and art and music and a variety of kind of components. So I think what's really nice about the film festival is that it brings in a variety of different people from different disciplines, different interests. And I think we as architects have a tendency to look at architecture as the placemaking. We bring everybody together. We're a little bit biased in that regard, but we create the places for everybody to come. And I think the fact that we come into this particular theater, and we've been talking about the role this theater makes in terms of the community. We bring everybody in the city of Windsor together through WIFF. And we're hoping that we can play a role in continuing to do that, and that architecture, when we think about place, architecture is a very important component of that.